Okay. Buongiorno, everyone. Okay. Hey, everyone. Okay. I decided not to go in any certain order. Bonjour. All right. Okay. Hello. Hola. Take your pick. Okay. Yeah, I've decided to do the vlogs and just zip through them in no particular order. In August 2011, on my MySpace.com band page of Mutatio Formi, I was contacted by the man that is now the executor of the estate of the one and the only George Michael, as in George Michael, formerly of Wham, as in George Michael, who picked up the highest, largest number of votes to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2023. He is the only recording artist in pop history and culture to have garnered over 1 million votes plus to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No other recording artist has ever picked up 1 million votes to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. George Michael, father figure, One More Try, Wake Me Up Before You Go, Careless Whisper. Yes, one of the greatest singers, one of the greatest sounding voices and songwriters of our time. Well, in August of 2011, I was contacted by a scout member of his team because they were impressed with my demo of originals that I produced and composed and arranged and wrote and sung very poorly to. But I mean, I still got the attention of the executor of George Michael's estate. This is August of 2011. Just like I got the attention of Smokey Robinson's ex-son-in-law and father of his 3 grandchildren, who was a major top insider of the major recording industry out of Beverly Hills, California, when he invited me to Beverly Hills with my bandmates to remix my demo in 2008. And I said no, because I knew that I wasn't musically ready and that it would end up spelling a possible disaster for me if I went there. I'd probably be asked to not sing to my own songs. I would have lost control of my music, not because of them, because of me, because I wasn't ready. So the same thing happened when I got contacted by the executor of George Michael's estate in 2011. So anyway, I then end up having a 2.5 to 3 hour straight telephone conversation with his wife, Jackie G, out in front of this place of business in Arlington, Virginia. I won't name the business because I don't want to give them any business. That's why. So, that's the place where Jorge Estrada, DC, had his 2 to 3 hour telephonic conversation with the wife of the executor of the estate of George Michael. Not going to give it to him. So I'm at this place of business on Wilson Boulevard in Arlington, Virginia. And I'm on the phone with her, and she repeated over the phone over and over and over and over. I don't know what it is, but there is something about you, and there is something around you that is so massively big. I don't know if it's going to be because of your singing or your songwriting. I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm feeling and sensing something around you that is just abnormally huge. Okay. So anyway, she told me in that conversation that she was close friends with one of the wives of one of the co-founding members of Duran Duran. So I do want to congratulate Duran Duran on your induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, you're one of the greatest groups of all time. From Simon, your vocals to just the songwriting. I mean, I love you guys musically. I think you're one of my favorites. You're amazing. Okay. And you definitely deserve to get inducted. But it's funny how this is coming together organically, because I remember in that conversation with Jackie G, the wife of George Michael's first cousin, who was the executor of his estate, who was the director of George Michael's funeral, and is still the executor of George Michael's estate. I remember when I spoke to his wife that day from this Arlington, Virginia business for 2-3 hours on the phone out there in front of everyone, that she mentioned how close she was with one of the wives of the co-founding members of Duran Duran. And Duran Duran just got inducted like last year, I believe. And now George Michael garnered like the largest number of votes ever for a nominee for induction. So it's funny how this is coming together. So she then told me how her father was close friends with the owner of Studio 54 in New York City, New York, and that when she was very young, her father managed to get Prince to perform live at her private birthday party in, I think, 1978 or 1979 inside of Studio 54. And that's very possible because that was around the time that Prince put out his first 2 albums, but he hadn't really hit his stride yet. He wasn't really that big yet. It took a couple of albums with Warner Brothers to get there. It took his 3rd album, which is odd because I've listened to his first 2 albums. They're freaking wonderful. But for some reason, the first 2 albums of 78, 79 didn't really take off. It wasn't, I think, till the 3rd album, which I'm thinking is the Dirty Mind album. I think it's the album called Dirty Mind, or the Controversy album. It wasn't till then that he started getting the attention that he deserved. So I think it is very probable that he did perform a set-up private party performance at Studio 54 for perhaps under contract. So she said that Prince performed for her at one of her birthday parties in Studio 54. Now, so we had that conversation, and she just kept telling me, whatever that is around you, it's mutatio formulae. She said it is massive. It's just so big. Whatever that is, there's just something about you. Something's going to happen with you that's going to be really, really big and great. That's what she said to me. Okay. So I'm still Facebook friends with the executor of the estate of George Michael, his first cousin, who was the vice president of George Michael's independent record label that he launched in 1994. Prior to that, he was the A&R marketing rep for Wham during the 80s, when they doled out their hit songs Last Christmas, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, as featured in the recent Volkswagen commercial, Careless Whisper, all that stuff. Okay. Everything She Wants, one of my favorites. So I will definitely cover some George Michael songs because of my direct link to his first cousin, director of his funeral, and the executor of his estate. So again, I will be irrigating my nasal and throat passageways today, tomorrow, Saturday, and I will seek to commence the kickoff by Sunday, Monday. Okay? Okay. What else? So he and I were still Facebook friends, and I just messaged him a few weeks ago and congratulated him because George picked up over 1 million votes, and he reacted. So He knows he'll be hearing from me soon. I will not mention who he is. I'll give you a guess. He has his own radio show called London Calling, that I think he did first out of London, but he's now doing out of Los Angeles. That's about as much as I'll give you. If you can find out who he is, that's your own volition, but I'm not going to volunteer his name. All right, so you know who you are. You'll be hearing from me soon. I love you, man. Thank you for reaching out to me. August of 2011 on MySpace. Arrivederci. Viva Roma.